What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Chart Slayer from chartslayer.com, bringing you investing, business, and lifestyle. And what we are going to be going over today is how to trade like a CEO.
I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finished friends on my face.
So, number one, first thing we want to discuss is pretty much how you're supposed to think when it comes to trading, right? The first thing you're not supposed to do is not think weekly. And also not to think monthly, right? You want to always think quarterly. Think about the businesses that's out here. I'm literally stressing to you guys that you need to treat this as a business, right? As a CEO would actually trade. As a CEO would treat his business. So how would he actually treat it? He would actually think of everything quarterly. He would think of things on a yearly basis. And that's how I want you guys to think when you're actually trading on the foreign exchange market. It's very key that you guys actually make sure that you go ahead and treat this as a CEO. Treat this as if you are a CEO, because you are the CEO of your trading account. You are the CEO of your business, right? It's super, super important. Next thing is I need you guys to actually get an LLC with it. This is what I mean by actually doing this quarterly, because when you think of this quarterly, you'll want to do quarterly things, big things, right? And that's obviously by getting your business, getting your name, literally having a corporation behind it. And it's super, super important that you guys do that. Now, like I said, what you want to do is treat this as a business and think quarterly. Do not think weekly. The weekly is not going to actually benefit you. For example, you could have a bad week, a good week, a good week, a bad week, and then you're thinking, or you could really have a bad week, 3 bad weeks and 1 good week, and then you're thinking, dang, like this month has been terrible. I've had terrible weeks. No, you need to think of things as a quarter. You might have had a bad month, right? 3 weeks that's bad with a 1 good week, which is a bad month. And then after that, you'll have 2 great months after that. So really you had 2 great months and 1 okay month, because you're thinking of things on a quarterly basis. You guys have to think bigger, okay? Quarterly, when you think bigger quarterly, it won't affect you as much, because you're thinking, okay, I might have had a bad week this week or a bad month, but I know 2 months from now, or in the quarterly, as I'm thinking as a quarterly, as a business, oh, okay, well, I will, see how it is at the end of the quarter. Now, if you were to have a bad quarter, maybe you need to review, maybe you need to recap, but you need to go ahead and make sure that you stick to thinking quarterly and not weekly. Your weekly goals is just a micro level of what you really want, and as the bigger picture, which is your macro goals, which is something you want to focus on a quarterly basis. Tip number 2, right? What you also want to think about, really not think about, what you want to do is visually assess your data, right? A lot of you guys think that you're really traders, but you're really not, right? Because you're not even journaling your trades. You're not even journaling how you are emotionally. So you don't have any data to go by. Right? You need to make sure that you visually assess your data. Like, for example, I use Notion and visually assess my data. When I go through my data, when I go through the trades that I've taken, I can say, okay, I had a really good month or a really good 3 months, right? Or let's say if I had a bad trade, okay, well, why was this bad, right? What did I do that made me have a losing trade or made me have a less than trade? And then I do that for my winning trades. If I have a winning trade, what did I do to actually win this trade? I need to duplicate this multiple times. And that's what I did. I had a very bad week, the worst of my career, which is May, right? And when it was May, I actually visually assessed the data that I had, back tested like crazy, and then went ahead and improved the strategy that I had. And now I've been able to quadruple, tenfold my account since then. So I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Visually assess your data so you can make sure you get on the same page with yourself, and make sure that when you visually assess your data, you will not have really any you'll know you'll know your wins and losses in the long run, which is very important when it comes to thinking quarterly. Because when let's say you had a bad quarter, you need to visually assess why you had a bad quarter and go through your trades and figure those things out. Tip number 3. What you want to also do is write down your daily goals. We always talk about things on a micro level. I know you guys love to think weekly, but the next thing you need to do is actually to get your quarterly goals in check. You need to make sure that you have daily goals to go by. If you do not write your daily goals, you have really no goal, right? So if you say I want to be a millionaire next year, well, what are you doing? What groundwork are you putting in to really become that millionaire? Right? You need to have daily goals for you to actually work towards, because if you don't have these daily goals, you won't achieve your bigger goals. Everything starts bigger, but then you have to literally dissect those goals in order for you to actually get success out of those goals, right? Success out of those dreams. So that's tip number 3. Now, I hope you guys really learned something from these tips. It's very, very important that you guys treat this as a CEO. If you do not treat this like a business, you will not receive money like a business. I always say, if you're treating this as a hobby, you will only make hobby money. But if you treat this like a business, you will make CEO wealth. Okay, so like I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I really hope you guys have a great trading week and a great rest of your day. Peace.